This video will demonstrate how to install the Kilo roof rack on the second-gen Toyota Sequoia. Before we get started with the installation, we will want to lay a layer of masking tape along the side of the vehicle and along the front of the roof to protect the paint during installation. Start by accessing the roof using a step stool. Starting at the front of the factory roof rack end, squeeze and pull up and away from the roof. Repeat this step with the rest of the end caps to expose the hardware underneath. The center cover will require prying with a flat head, clip removal tool, or similar. Set a rag under your tool while prying up to prevent damage to the paint. Since this vehicle is not brand new, the hardware is likely somewhat rusted. Spray some penetration oil on each bolt head to help break them loose. Now, remove the bolts from under each of the factory roof rack covers. The middle mount will have extra hardware to remove. Lift the rack off the roof. We will not reuse any of the parts or hardware. The middle mount will be the last piece to remove before we start installing the new roof rack. Locate the VC3 bag and all the hardware bags labeled VC3. We will be applying VC3 to the threads of all the bolts in these bags. Apply VC3 to the threads of each bolt while keeping them organized. They should look somewhat like this when they are done. Clean any dirt that was trapped under the factory roof rack. Locate the PPF kit. This will be used to cover up the unused holes. Using some isopropyl alcohol, clean the areas around each hole that are not threaded. This step is crucial as it will allow the PPF film to adhere to the paint and prevent moisture from entering the cab. Allow the alcohol to dry. Peel the PPF film and apply it to the unthreaded hole. Apply firm pressure all around the hole, making sure it makes a good seal. The front location will have one unthreaded hole per side, the middle location will have two unthreaded holes per side, and the rear location will have one unthreaded hole per side. Ensure all the unthreaded holes are sealed before moving to the next step. Locate the hardware bag containing the spacers. Grab your silicone, create a circle around the threaded hole, and apply some down into the hole. Now, place a spacer on top of the silicone while ensuring there is enough silicone to create a seal around the spacer. Repeat for the other threaded hole. Repeat this step to the other threaded holes on one side of the vehicle for now. This will ensure that the silicone does not dry out too fast. Now, locate the mounting feet. The even numbers will be used on the passenger side, and the odd numbers will be used on the driver's side. Now we will need hardware from bag K102 and brackets 2321, 2319, and 2317. Mounting feet 2317 will be in the front, 2319 will be in the middle, and 2321 will be in the rear on the driver's side. We will be starting with mounting feet labeled 2317. Place the mounting feet over the spacers and line up the holes. With bolts and washers from hardware bag K102, start threading the bolts into the threaded holes on the roof. Snug the bolts enough yet, still allowing the mounting feet to be adjusted. Repeat this step to 2319, which is the middle mounting feet, then 2321, which is the rear mounting feet. Next, locate the side plates labeled K9F, which is the front section of the driver's side, and K9, which is the rear. To install the side plates to the mounting feet, we will need hardware from bag K108. The middle mounting feet will have 4 threaded holes. The front 2 holes will be for the front section of the side plate. Line up the front section of the side plate with the frontmost holes on the middle mounting feet and start the hardware to hold the side plate on. Then, start the hardware to hold the side plate to the front mounting feet. Now, you can snug down the bolts to the front mounting feet. Then, snug down the bolts to the middle mounting feet. Next, grab the rear side plate and line it up to the rearmost mounting feet. Start the hardware to secure the side plate to the mounting feet. Now, start the hardware to secure the rear side plate to the middle mounting feet. Now, we will need hardware from bag K110 to connect the front and rear side plates together. With the plate from that hardware bag, install a bolt, washer, and nut to connect the top section of the side plates together. Repeat on the other hole on the side plates. Once they are both started, you can now fully fasten them. With the top of the side plates leveled, you can now fully fasten the side plates to the middle mounting feet. Now, fully fasten the hardware on the side plate to the rear mounting feet. Then, fully fasten the hardware to the front mounting feet. Repeat all the steps from the driver's side to the passenger side. Remember, mounting feet labeled 2316 will be in front, mounting feet 2318 will be in the middle, and mounting feet 2320 will be in the rear. Next, locate hardware bag K106. Install washers to each bolt, and then install them through the windscreen. The track nut's flat side should be on the back side of the windscreen. Repeat to the rest of the holes on the windscreen and the adaptive plate of the windscreen. With all of the hardware installed on the windscreen and adaptive plate, grab the extrusion crossbar and slide it through each track nut. Now, flip the windscreen over and make sure the crossbar is flush with the windscreen. Then, fully fasten all of the hardware on the windscreen. Next, we will need the hardware bag K107 to install the windscreen to the side plates. With a second set of hands, bring the windscreen to the roof. Install the hardware through the two holes on the front of the windscreen into the extrusion crossbar on the windscreen. Repeat to the opposite side. Now, we will need the hardware from bag K105. Pre-install the hardware along the top of the side plates on the passenger side. The bolts and washers will be on the top, and then the nut will be on the bottom. Now, grab one of the formed crossbars. We will install it in the rear of the rack first. Lift the crossbar over the antenna and then start the hardware on the side plate to secure the crossbar to it. Once you have the hardware started on the passenger side, then install the hardware connecting the crossbar to the top of the driver's side plate. Make sure the antenna is centered in between the crossbar and is not contacting. Then, fully fasten the hardware connecting the side plates to the rear crossbar on both the driver's side and passenger side. Now grab another crossbar and feed it into the pre-installed hardware on the passenger side. The loosely installed hardware on the passenger side acts as a second set of hands to hold the crossbar up while you install the hardware on the driver's side. Repeat to the rest of the crossbars. If you have issues installing any of the crossbars, make sure the rack is straight where the front of the side plate meets the rear. Now, locate part numbers 1309 and hardware bag 1309. Within this hardware bag, there will be rubber pressure feet for a non-drilling install. With the bolts in the bag with the rubber feet, install the bolts to the front side of the rubber foot. Then, with bracket number 1309, install the pressure foot through the slots on the bracket. Now, install the washers and nuts to the bolts. Fully fasten the hardware with the pressure foot as close to the flange as possible. Now, with the rack squared to your liking, we can fully fasten all of the hardware securing the mounting feet to the roof. With the mounting feet fully fastened to the roof, we can now fully fasten the hardware securing the crossbars to the side plates. Lastly, we will install the pressure foot into the side plates. Using the bolt from the hardware bag the pressure foot came in, loosely install the bolt from the outside and the nut on top of the pressure foot flange. Now, fully fasten the bolt on the pressure foot. Repeat to the opposite side. Congratulations! You have completed the installation of the Kilo roof rack. Don't forget to order a light bar, grab handles, and other accessories for your roof rack.